Something that's noticeable to me is the 9, Aotearoa, who is 20-1 on the morning line. My price play for Leonard Powell has been bet down all the way to 6-1. The question is it still a price play at 6-1? We'll talk about that in a minute.
Maybe the Mad Hatter put all the money on.
Exactly. Here's the reasons why I like this horse. Small barn, big rider. For Leonard Powell, doesn't go to the Mike Smith card very often. We know Mike Smith, Gary Stevens, they're selective with their mounts. That's an indication of intent for me. And a precocious pedigree by Good Journey out of a little Tyler Man. It's a true Calbred pedigree and bred to be pretty quick. We sat and talked with the owner and the trainer last night. Didn't really talk about this horse, but Aotearoa, he mentioned he claimed the dam a couple of years ago, Madeira Royale. She's thrown nothing, but I got the inclination that this gelding could run a little bit.
Well, your clones have come along, and this is a big reason why this horse is getting bet as well. Mike Smith showing up on this horse as well, and this horse is third choice in the will plays in the doubles, and second. Only $1 away from second choice. This is 20-1 on the morning line, so a lot of steam on the 9 here at 6-1, and you see Leonard Powell giving Mike the leg up, but this is a very, very competitive group in here. The 10 Pray Hard.
The field makes the turn here. The 1, Southern Digs. Equipment change here. First-time gelding. We're bringing that to your attention because we keep seeing these first-time geldings perform very well, especially last week. And Southern Digs is exactly that for trainer Doug O'Neill.
I'll put the blinkers on. The 2, Sir Barclay is scratched. The 3, Charisma Code, the most accomplished runner in here for Dean Pedersen. Joe Talamo and Harris Farms, third behind Gangham Guy and Better Bet in that good race.
Here's a first-time start of the 4 at 8-1. That's Dixie Jabber for Joe Talamo. Excuse me, the 4 is Dixie Jabber for Gary Mandela and Julian Leperoux. There, right there in the screen at 8-1. And looks okay on the screen.
Where's the Heat? The 5, scratch. The 6, taken by surprise, up for that morning line. Get the blinkers on. Gary Sherlock, Edwin Maldonado for Erston, Hames, and Warren et al.
The 7, California Jade by Storming Fever. Not getting much attention here, 10-1. And Paul, you like the 7, California Jade. The 8 is Ajax for Chantel Sutherland Cruz. The horse was getting a little more attention at the windows.
Yeah, well, 62-1 first time out. Blinkers on, Lasix on, a little bit of everything on. And here's your selection. Looks well on the racetrack.
Yeah, looks sharp on her toes, and he looks ready to go. And the 10, Pray Hard for our friends at Tommytown Thoroughbreds, getting a lot of attention here at 2-1.
And then 13 draws in here. I don't know if it's a good draw in or not. Tribal Mystic, 3 starts. Every start a little bit better, so maybe this horse does have a look. 8-1 on the drawing.
That completes the post-parade 4 race number 5. We're about 6 minutes away.
Circled Horses made a giant move, and he lost to California Chrome, who is,
Stakes winner.
Yeah, stakes winner. So, and then next time out, you could totally tell that Joe was like, I'm not going to get this horse left, and they rushed into the lead. I think today they're going to take this horse back and go back to where they were first race, make one run. And I still think this horse is the horse to beat because he has foundation.
Yeah, he certainly does. And the 8 also has 1 start. Jockey Chantel Sutherland Cruz scored a big upset a couple of days ago, her only win, and she got blinkers on, Lasix on here today. We had a chance to catch up with her at the roast last night, Paul, and she's back to racing shape. She looks great.
Yeah, she looked great, and she's really fit. And talking to her last night, this is not. She wanted to make it clear this is not a comeback that she's just for Del Mar. She wants to keep moving forward towards the Santa Anita meet or wherever that leads her. She's also brought up that she's thought about going back to Canada maybe to ride and see how it goes. But she's just going to play it day by day, and said it was great to be back in the winner's circle, and it was good to see her out last night. Yep,
and she is aboard the 8 here, who's now currently at 9-1. So the price has drifted up a little bit since Ajax came out onto the racetrack here from 5-1 to 6-1. But one thing that's...
The 9's taking more money.
The one thing that's holding sway is the 9, Aotearoa, taking a lot of money from 20-1 down to 5-1. I tell you what, I think a lot of people look at, Mike Smith riding for a small bomb. We know Leonard Powell on the circuit, but if you're a national player and you don't play on a consistent basis and you don't know the circuit as well, that's a small barn, and you got a small barn big rider. That's key handicapping angle for me.
Well, another great handicapping angle is you always want to look at the board, obviously. When this horse is 20-1 on the morning line, you look at the double will pays, third in the double will pays. Then you look at the last work, 51 and flat, 23 out of 25, as slow as you can go. And this horse is getting bet. So obviously did it very well. Looks great on the racetrack. Getting a little ornery, but that's not a bad thing.
No, he's a little bit of a handful there. He hasn't been with the pony. I mean, he's been jogging next to the pony but he hasn't been, he hasn't had the lead strap attached to him. And you can see he's got a neck strap on, which you don't see very often. That's that piece of leather around the horse's neck, and that's kind of like you can't really see it now, but that's like a safety line for Mike Smith. If he can put his fingers in that neck strap, and just it's kind of an extra hold he can have on the horse there. Yeah, they're going to go to the assistant star. That's the safest move, to have someone walk the horse to the starting gate. But this horse is primed, ready to go, I think.
Yeah, and just continues to take money, and yeah, I think looks well on the racetrack. Maybe the gate will be the issue, and I'm sure starter Gary Brinson knows exactly, having schooled this one in the morning, and what they're going to do here, and which ones have given him some problems with these 2-year-olds. Will probably be a long loading process, but Gary, one of the best in the business, and you see Mike just waiting patiently. And
they just wanted to get someone on the horse's head. I think they're an assistant star, rather than lead up with the pony. And that horse went down to 9-2 now as well. I'm going to just click back up to 5-1. So they'll circle behind the gate now. Assistant starter has got the horse's head, and we'll wait for the rest of the field to kind of join everybody. The 10, Pray Hard, is the horse getting the money. Leonard Powell looking on with owner Paul Viscovich, a TVG account holder, I might add. Mm-hmm. That's him on the left, a native of New Zealand.
Two great guys. They were at our table last night, and we had a ton of fun with both of them, and they are watching their gelding through their binoculars with a lot of interest. And Leonard is about ready to chew his nails off.
Yeah, he looks like a little anxious. And, this is a homebred for, we mentioned the owner here.
That's extra special.
Yeah, it is.
The owners.
Yeah, no question. I mean, he claimed this mare, Madeira Royale, and off the racetrack. She got hurt, unfortunately, a couple of starts later. She bred her. He foaled a couple of foals that couldn't run, and I believe this is the first one that's shown some ability here. So a lot on the line for Paul Viscovich and Leonard Powell. The field coming into line here. Mike Smith just hopped off the 9. A little cantankerous, the 9. You can see a little bit of a hand feel. And I think that comes from that Nureyev line. Whenever you see Nureyev in a pedigree, unusual heats act like that. Theatrical offspring were a little hot-headed. That Nureyev pedigree line certainly can bring a little of that hot-headedness to the...
You can understand why they gelded him already.
Yep.
I mean, so they're opening up the stall. They're going to try to load him without Mike, and you see the connections starting to get a tiny bit worried here. But all the other horses so far standing in there okay, and it looks like they got him in.
Yeah, looks like we're getting very close to a start. Here it is, race number 5, live from Del Mar. Got a couple left to load here. The 10, you heard from Trevor Demon in the background, Pray Hard and Tribal Mystic. Your favorite at post time will be the 10 at 9-5, and the 9, Aotearoa, taking all the money, 20-1 down to 9-2. We'll send it upstairs to Trevor Demon with a call of race 5 live from Del Mar, and you're watching it right here on TVG and Trackside Live.
Tribal Mystic just got to go in his last bit. Runners in the gate, standing quietly. Tribal Mystic going in. Gates closed. They're all set. And away they go. Southern Diggs was all slowly. Tribal Mystic flew out the gate from the outside gate. Pray Hard is right there too, and now Taken by Surprise comes through to get second. Aotearoa in the black cap is a joint third. Right in behind that comes California Jade. On the far side, Ayak is 5 off these leaders. Down at the rail we have Charisma Code, and last of all is California Diggs. They run into the far turn now. On the inside it's Taken by Surprise, and Pray Hard. They stride for stride. Aotearoa is racing right behind them, and Tribal Mystic on the far side. A gap or two to Ayak coming after them from 5th, and now Southern Diggs starting to wind up. Southern Diggs getting involved in the black. They're at the top of the lane now, and Aotearoa goes on. Aotearoa now sets sail for home, opens up 2 lengths on them. Still continuing to make ground as Southern Diggs, but it's all Aotearoa as they come for home. And Aotearoa striding away impressively under Mike Smith. Aotearoa wins at 4 or 5 in the end. Southern Diggs ran on well for second. Ayak was third, and then Taken by Surprise.
And the smart money came in for Aotearoa, for Leonard Powell, Paul Viscovich. An easy win here, Paul. 20-1, off odds 5 to 1.
Well, I mean, good job by you, Simon Bray. The steam was out early today, and it was heavy steam, and it continued 5 to 1, and won like a 3 to 5 shot. Just going to rate a little bit off the pace here. Mike Smith, just such great handling here. The one, Irving Orozco, is going to go about 3 or 4 wide and split horses, but the race is over right here. And Leonard Powell and Paul Viscovich could put their binoculars down and head down to the winner's circle. And
Never needed the binoculars.
That TVG account's probably nice and hefty now.
Exactly. Paul, congratulations. A TVG account holder winning as a racehorse owner here this afternoon. Let's take a look at the reaction down the stretch as Mike Smith has an easy win. There they are. Leonard Powell, Paul Viscovich. Leonard's, come on, whip them home, boys.
Yeah, you got to understand this. Okay, this is like raising a child. Like Simon said, he bought this mare, did Paul, the guy that is going nuts right now, and Leonard behind him. Bought this mare. They tried to get her in full twice. It did not happen. Then they got this horse right here. It takes 3 years to get to the races, or 2 years, so 4 years of hard work to basically see your baby go to the winner's circle.
At Del Mar with a nice purse of over $75,000 and the $17,000 because it's a cowbred. 9126 is how it finished here. 9186. We'll be back with prices and reaction right after this. Thanks very much, Joaquin, and entering to the winner's circle. Thumbs up from Mike Smith. Yeah, I'm glad he gave me the thumbs up there because this is a very impressive victory here. A first-time starter by a gelding who's by good journey out of a little Tyler mare, Madeira Royale, bred right here in California by Paul Viscovich, a native of New Zealand, hence the silver fern on the silks there. And 5 to 1, bet down from a 20 to 1 morning line. I don't bet the favorite, I make it. Close. Second choice. $12.80 on top. Just kidding. $625. Southern Diggs, the first-time gelding, ran second at 15 to place, $9.60 to show, and Ajax rounded out the trifecta there, which paid $1,687.80. Pick